in years. The King, Klaus, has taken part in this, not just last year, but he deputised for the
Well, listeners, it is Starr Radio UK. I can tell you assuredly, yes, we will have Mr. Olaimi Koiki who has joined in, and as I did say, we'll try to bring you everything that you need to know this morning. As I said earlier on, we have the opening of Parliament that's going to be taking place, and I promise you one thing for sure: we'll bring you all the sneak view of what you need to know there. But for now, let me go to our North London studios where I've got Mr. Olaimi Koiki, who is on the show at the moment, and say massive good morning to you, Yomi.
Well, a very good morning to you, Mr. Archie. Good morning to Frank. Good morning to all our listeners and viewers from around the globe. And welcome once again to the finest African and Caribbean radio station in London. It is 9 minutes past, a very busy, morning as usual. And it is great to be back, even though we're almost a little bit running late, but we can still catch up with so much happenings. And I heard you talking about the opening of the Parliament. It was a privilege for me to have been able to attend it a few times in the last couple of years. It's a very important day for UK, and it also means that, I think if I'm right, this is going to be the first one that the King will be putting together.
Yeah, doing as a king.
As a king, yeah. So
year, he did one last year for the Queen when the Queen was not strong enough to do it.
But yes, as a king. So so it's a very special day, for the royal family. But we're here to tell you everything you need to know. But like I said, also a lot happening in Nigeria, and we'll be giving you all those news as it's breaking as well. I'm going to come back again to you slightly in the studio, but for now, I say good morning once again, Mr. Archie.
Good morning. How are you? How is the family?
Well, it was a very heavy, traffic heading out this morning. Not too sure what was going on, but as usual, whenever there is traffic in UK, it is either there is a road construction that you can guarantee that is going on, but the family are doing very well. They're doing well, and as you always say, when the family is doing very well, yeah, the question is the family. And when I say the family, I'm talking about every Nigerians that have a family that is in Nigeria or outside Nigeria. They're also fine. This morning, there is pressure in the continent, but we are here to make sure that we do our best to see how we can minimize some of those information that we have for our listeners again.
Wow. Listeners, Mr. Olaimi Koiki in our North London studios, Amachi here, and we're bringing you updates from Nigeria. So we go straight on to some of the stories. I touched on a couple of stories. I thought that after the end of the Supreme Court ruling pertaining to the president being vindicated as the winner of the 25th February 2023 general election, presidential elections, things would have calmed down. But there is one person who seemed to be still calling the president is a drug dealer. And I'm thinking, oh boy, this person wants trouble for himself. Yeah.
Well, there's always trouble in Nigeria. The politicians create all these problems. They create all these, issues that so many things is going on. And I believe you're talking about Peter Obi again this morning. What we love to do in UK, we love our morning coffee or morning tea. And like you were saying, it's still very bitter, when election is won and one or two people are not yet satisfied for whatever reason. It seems that this morning again, the camp of Peter Obi are still firing on all cylinders, like we say. And the reason for that is because they are not yet satisfied with the outcome of the Supreme Court. While I'm trying to get my system up and running, I'll be giving you a little bit of the insight to that particular event or the story coming up. But like you said, the Supreme Court has made his decision. Whether those decision is something that pleases every politician, you would then have to wait and wait again. And I think I have it here. Going back to Peter Obi, now castigate the judicial verdict he benefited from presidency. The presidency welcomed Peter Obi and his party to play the role of opposition. Opposition role is very, very important, especially, for those of us that live in UK. I mean, you could tell that, when it comes to the opposition role, it is a role that it is well played, by different political parties as well. But one thing is, it seems that Peter Obi doesn't want to play that opposition. He wants to be the president, but he will have to wait till 2027 when Nigerians will decide whether they prefer to have Peter Obi or still stick to Bola Tinubu. That is, if he comes back, to campaign again.
Okay. Listeners, Starr Radio UK. Updates from Nigeria, Mr. Olayomi Koike in our North London studios. I'm actually here in the South studios, and we are bringing you everything that you need to know. What I'll try to do for you, for the sake of our listeners and our viewers who are not in the UK, who want to have sneak view of what is happening to the King's first speech, opening of Parliament, we'll try to bring you the pictures whilst we are still broadcasting that. So we'll try to put everything together. The technical team are working on it. But let's move on to still looking at some of the stories making the rounds this morning from Nigeria. Now, Bayelsa Kubapo, INEC adds APC Silva to list of candidates after a court order. The Independent National Electoral Commission has added APC's Timperi Silva's name to the list of Bayelsa gubernatorial election candidates. Now, that is there, and just hold on, let me add this one, because this seems to be the courts flexing their muscles. And I'm thinking, would they adhere, with the various bodies or organizations adhere to that? And if they are, why are they not adhering to other rulings from the court? Okay, a judge has restated order for unconditional release of ex-CBN Governor Emefiele, and that one too says there, okay, just bear with me. That one too states there that Abuja High Court sitting at Maitama yesterday restated its order that directed the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, to release detained